So I'd like to welcome all of you to One Trade. This is next level arbitrage technology designed for wealth building. With that said, let's go ahead and get right into it. This information is for educational purposes only and does not constitute financial, legal, or investment advice. Digital assets and decentralized finance involves risk, including market volatility, smart contract risk, liquidity risk, regulatory uncertainty, potential loss of capital. Past performance does not guarantee future results, and participants should do their own research and consult a qualified financial professional before making financial decisions. Nothing presented here guarantees income or returns. With that said, I'd like to get started with a quiz, ladies and gentlemen, to find out how much you know about this topic. And I would love if you would answer these questions inside of the chat. So these are multiple choice questions. Let's get started. What is arbitrage? A bet on future price predictions. B, simultaneously buying and selling on different markets to profit from price differences. C, a long-term investment strategy. And D, a form of gambling on crypto prices. So let me see your answers, ladies and gentlemen. Is it A, B, C, or D? I'm going to find out how much you know about this concept called arbitrage, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I see a bunch of answers down here. All right, so the correct answer is B. And here's an example. So Bitcoin may be priced on one exchange at $67,000, but on exchange B is $67,050. So an arbitrage trader can buy Bitcoin on exchange A and sell it on exchange B, aiming to capture the $50 difference before the price equalizes. In digital assets, arbitrage can happen because prices may vary across exchanges because exchanges are not regulated, ladies and gentlemen, and there are hundreds of exchanges, which creates an income opportunity for you and I. My next question, what is high frequency trading? Let's see if you can guess this correctly. So A, it's a long-term investment strategy where trades are held for years. B, a manual trading method based only on news headlines. C, a technology-driven trading method that uses powerful computers and algorithms to execute many trades very quickly. And D, a savings account that pays interest daily. All right, so what's your answers, ladies and gentlemen? I would love to see your answer. Is it A, B, C, or D? Just want to find out how much you know. The correct answer is C, and a lot of you got that correct. So here's an explanation. High-frequency trading uses advanced technology and algorithms and speed to identify opportunities and place trades in a fraction of a second. The technology doing the heavy lifting on our behalf. Now, the company that makes this technology available to us is called Arb Group. Now, they are based in Australia. Once you log into the back office, you'll be able to see all the licenses and all the particulars about the company. But here's what I want you to know. This is not a new project, ladies and gentlemen. We are in phase two. In phase one, which started October 2025 and ran all the way to June of this year, ladies and gentlemen, did extremely well. In fact, its success was so good that it created some issues. So one of the brokers that they were using saw the community grow and the money grow so fast that they didn't understand what it was. And so they froze the accounts. So here's what the development team did, ladies and gentlemen. They went back to the drawing board and they bought their own exchanges. 30 days later, they relaunched the project as One Trade. So what you're looking at here is a proven model, ladies and gentlemen, that's changing the landscape. And we are here all at the very beginning because it hasn't even been 3 weeks since the relaunch. And so the company is located in the Comoros Islands, ladies and gentlemen. It has all of the permits and licenses to conduct cryptocurrency trading and also the international brokerage license. So this is a company that's all about dotting the I's and crossing every T. This is what you're going to learn. And of course, all of those details and licenses are available right on the website for you to see. So what this company, One Trade, has done, it has opened crypto arbitrage and made it available to people all around the world, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, they're having that major event in Montenegro, and there are hundreds of leaders there right now, and there are already thousands of people in the program, but we're here at the very beginning. So when I first saw this, I asked the question, what makes this unique? Because there's a lot of things out there on the internet. Well, first of all, it's automated, it's transparent, and it's logical. Every trade is transparent and verifiable on the blockchain. It's one of the things I like about the blockchain is that transparency. And so you'll be able to see the trades and you'll be able to verify them on your own so that you know without a shadow of a doubt that this is absolutely real. The other thing that I really like is the fact that there are no hidden fees, ladies and gentlemen. There are no sign-up fees, no monthly fees, no deposit fees, and no withdrawal fees. And it trades 7 days a week, even while you sleep. And there's no recruiting required. So anyone can get involved here. You don't have to talk to anyone. Just register and fund your account with a minimum of $100, and there is no maximum. All right. I want to talk with you about a concept I call from $1 to two, the power of 200%. This is the foundation of this platform, which gives you the ability to derive a 200% profit and then repeat the process and do it over and over again, ladies and gentlemen. One of the things that you're going to notice is that this has very good gains because this is buying and selling, ladies and gentlemen. This is not trading and this is not speculation. And the average gains here are much higher than what we are used to. And of course, you can see on the screen that 3.2%. Now, I want to emphasize that past performance is not a guarantee of future results, but once you get inside, you will see how powerful this is. I want to talk with you about a concept called standard arbitrage, and which explains how the money works. 50% of the net profit from each arbitrage trade is credited to the client's balance. So we got that 3.2% that you see right there. The remaining 50% is allocated to cover operating expenses and the marketing program. All right, let me explain to you two very powerful strategies. The first one deals with you generating income without you recruiting and without you talking to anyone. Because the thing that we know, the foundation of this program, is that when you fund this account, let's say with $1,000, it's going to continue to pay out to you until you have $2,000, a 200% gain, ladies and gentlemen. And what's so interesting about that is that that ends the contract. You have your $2,000 because it's actually paid out every day, right? Your $2,000, you can put that original $1,000 back in your pocket, take your profits, and move forward. And you have no risk whatsoever because you are completely whole. And so if the daily return was 2% and you deposited $1,000, you would be earning $20 a day in this example for 100 days. If the daily return was higher, you can see the daily amount that you earn would also be higher. And that money is instantly deposited into your account on autopilot. You don't even need to click a button, ladies and gentlemen. That's how powerful that is. And as I mentioned, there is no withdrawal fees and there are no deposit fees. All right. So that's strategy number one. But let's go to strategy number two. Strategy number two deals with the ability of you leveraging compounding. So let's just say that you get started with $1,000, and we know that that's going to provide you with maybe $20 to $30 a day. But you say, hey, Mark, I want to really build up that daily amount. How can I do that? Well, you need to get your deposit up. Well, one of the ways you can do that is by turning on the auto compounding button. We also call it the reinvest button to do what? To grow your deposit to reach your daily payout goal. And so once you turn that on, guess what? Your account, because of the power of compounding, will double in about 35 days with a 2% gain. If the gain is higher, ladies and gentlemen, it could double in a much shorter time. So here's a way that you can accelerate things and get that daily payout where you want it to be by turning on that auto compounding button. All right. And so let's just say you did, and you grew that principal balance to $2,000. And now when you withdraw, you're withdrawing $40 a day for 100 days until your account doubles. So there are other ways to interface with this, and these things we talk about in our training. But to emphasize what I just shared with you, I'm going to go to an Excel calculator. Stand by while I change my screen. So here's an Excel calculator I created just to emphasize what I just shared with you. So how long would it take $1,000 to double in this platform. And as I mentioned before, you can see right here, I've got $1,000 and a daily rate at 2.25%. Now, your daily rate is going to change. It's going to vary every single day, ladies and gentlemen, because this is live trading. All right, so all I'm doing here is just using an example of 2.25%. And what we like to do, we like to underpromise so we can overdeliver. And so we know that that $1,000 is going to double to $2,000, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and put that in right there. Okay. And so what you're looking at in this example at 2.25%, it would take about 88 days for this account to double. And of course, at that time, you will have been paid out the entire $2,000, and you can put that original thousand in your pocket. You're completely whole now, and take the other thousand and put it back in the system and repeat the process to continue to double your earnings over and over again. So that's the first strategy. The second strategy is that you might want to build this up. And the way that you build this up is to turn the auto compounding on, ladies and gentlemen. And then the system is going to compound and your money will double in approximately 35 days at 2%. And you can see 31 days at 2.25%. Now, this daily rate, as I mentioned, is going to fluctuate. It's going to vary every single day because this is real live trading. That's where the money comes from. Buy low, sell high. It's all done at the same time, simultaneously by the technology. It's nothing for you to do. And so let's just say, for example, you build your account balance up to 5,000. All right. That means it's going to double to 10,000. And we can see here at this rate of 2.25%, you will be earning about $112 a day. It instantly goes into your wallet at the end of every single trading day, and it's automated, ladies and gentlemen. And in this case, in about 88 days, guess what? Your money will have doubled. You can take out the 5,000 that you started with and put the other five in. Repeat the process over and over and over again. Absolutely powerful. This is the two main ways that this platform works. There are some other ways, and we'll talk about that during our trainings. All right. So let me go a little further. I'm going to go back to my PowerPoint because I have a few more things that I want to share with all of you. So the arbitration spread is always positive, ladies and gentlemen. It could be as low as 0.6%. It could be as high as 3.54%. And your overall monthly gain, it could be in the area of maybe 15%, but it also could be as high as 35% because it is going to fluctuate day to day. Now, I also want to emphasize that the minimum deposit, as I mentioned, is $100. So it's affordable for people, especially in third world countries. Now, if you live in the United States, you want to deposit at least $500. $100 in the United States is no money. You'd be lucky if you can fill up your gas tank and get a lunch for $100 in America these days. And so if you're in America, you want to think $500 or more. And of course, it all depends on your specific situation. And of course, the withdrawals, the minimum amount is $10. And as I mentioned, there is no sign-up fee. No fees on deposits, no fees on withdrawals. You don't have to refer anyone, and all the payouts are instant, ladies and gentlemen. They'll be in your wallet in a matter of seconds. All right. So here's the thing. If you're on this call right now, and maybe you don't mind sharing good news with others. In fact, you can think of a few people that could really benefit from this right now. Well, this program has an optional amazing affiliate reward program, ladies and gentlemen. And that's what I'm going to talk with you about right now. Let's go ahead and talk about that. I have just a few slides, so it doesn't take long. So first of all, when you share this with others, ladies and gentlemen, and they join this program and they make a deposit into the system, the company will reward you with a 5% reward bonus. Every time the people that you personally refer make a deposit into the system. Well, that can be life-changing because that can really add up over time, right? But in addition to that 5% reward, ladies and gentlemen, there is also a 3% reward. Now, to qualify for this 3% reward, you need to personally have at least $500 in your account, and you need to have at least 2 referrals to qualify for what I'm telling you right now. That 5%, all you need is $100 in your account to get that 5%. But this part, you need $500. So you might want to, if you don't have it in there now, you probably want to go ahead and get it in there, right? And so what is this all about? This is based on the amount of money that your community is earning as a result of your efforts, ladies and gentlemen. And every time they earn money, guess what? You earn 3% is paid out instantly and can be withdrawn instantly. All right. So very, very powerful additional income. So what does it take to qualify for this? So as I mentioned earlier, the first level is bronze. In order to qualify, you need at least $500 in your account, and you need team volume of at least $1,000. You also need to have just two personal referrals. And so listen, this could be members of your family. Now they must be 18 years or older. They have to do a little light KYC, but you don't have to go far to have to find two, right? That's going to open up levels 1 through 3, right? Now, when your personal deposit increases to 1,000 and your team volume increases to 2,000 and you have three personal referrals, that opens up 6 levels, ladies and gentlemen. And as you can see, as your account grows, the volume of your team grows, and the number of personals grow, it opens up more and more levels. And this money can absolutely be life-changing. But let me explain to you why you absolutely want to get to this point where you have at least 500 in your account and two personal referrals because of this. All right? The 2x force matrix, ladies and gentlemen. When you are qualified with $500 in an account and two personal referrals, you activate the 2x force matrix. Now, you are already in it, but if you aren't qualified, you don't benefit from it, right? So that's two people on the first level, and each level increasing by multiples of two. Where does these people come from? They come from the team, the people that you have referred, the people that were referred by your sponsor and your sponsor's sponsor. All right, it's all of us working together, ladies and gentlemen, and you can be in a position where you can qualify to receive that 3% payout up to 33 levels. And you're going to see in a few moments how powerful this can be. It can provide you with an additional 4 figures a month, ladies and gentlemen, potentially thousands of dollars a month and even more moving forward. Okay, very good. So the next reward is the 2% reward. This is called the cashback reward. When your team volume reaches 5,000 and you have two personal, you now get a 100% cashback bonus. And when your team volume reaches 15,000 and you have three personals, you now get a $300 bonus. And these bonuses can literally pay out hundreds of thousands of dollars as you increase through this system and your team volume, etc., increases. And this part can also be life-changing as well. All right. So that's a brief overview of the reward program. One of the things I like about this platform, it does not take long to explain. But I'm not done. What I want to do right now is give you a sneak peek into the technology by logging into the back office. Stand by one moment. So here we are live on the internet, and what you're looking at is an account that has $10,500 in it, ladies and gentlemen. Thus far today, this account has earned over $277, ladies and gentlemen. You can do the math on that, and that's over 2.5% in one day. All right. And so just to kind of give you an idea, and of course, those returns, they're going to vary, but I want to show you this. If I click here on invoices, you can actually see the returns the prior days. You see that? 316, 328, 321. All right, that's over 3%, guys. All right, now listen, we don't guarantee gains, we don't guarantee returns, but numbers are numbers. Okay, they are what they are. And so this is huge. Now I'm going to go a little further. I'm going to show you just a couple more things here. When you come down and you go to the partner program, this is that 5%, ladies and gentlemen. Now, how long have we been doing this now, Doc? Doc, are you still there?
Yes, I am. Mark, it's been what, a little over 2 weeks now? Going into
Just a
our third week?
little over 2 weeks. So this is one account, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 5% money. So thus far today, this account has earned $64 in the 5% money. All right. I want you to see something here. Total for the day is $110. But look at the total over the last 2 weeks. is $4,700. Let's just say that that was you and you got started with just $100, ladies and gentlemen. But you were bold enough, you weren't afraid to share good news with people, and they joined you, and this money was yours. So now you could put it in your pocket, or you could put it in the system to create that daily payout, and you got started with only $100. Because there are no other qualifications for you to get that 5%, ladies and gentlemen. You just need to be live in the system with at least $100. All right. So I can't speak for you, but I haven't seen anything like this. How about you, Doc?
Mark, listen, just to give more further context, we got started. I went and looked it up real quick on the 4th of this month.
Wow.
So we're on the 20th of this month. So to put yourself in position by just leveraging what we're sharing with you on this afternoon is incredible in that short period of time. And we don't talk about it enough, Mark. It's really time and position. And then it's how much are you willing to invest in yourself? It all starts with those basics. Anything that we do beyond that, sharing the information, positioning ourselves to where other people who do see this and are working this aggressively, you can take advantage of that just by getting in position based off the way that this site was coded and developed in the force matrix that Mark just shared. So to put yourself in position in less than 3 weeks to be able to, get this type of passive income in addition to what you're making on top of what you've leveraged with the 10,000 is just an amazing opportunity, and it's one of the reasons why we're highlighting this on today.
Absolutely. And so let's go a little further because this is the 5%. So we showed you what your potential earnings is from the arbitrage, right? That pays out every day. But then we looked at the 5%. You go out and you share this with others, right? And that's optional. You don't have to do that at all. But I want to show you that 3% money, ladies and gentlemen. All right. You start building that community, and every time they earn money, you earn 3%. This account today is $103. All right. All right. And the day is nowhere near over. So let's just do a math. Let's just do the math on that. $103 times 30, because the community is not getting smaller, it's getting larger, right? That's $3,000 a month right there. For most people, that covers the rent, and in some cases, it'll cover the mortgage. Are you with me? Just that part alone. What's your thoughts about that, Doc?
100%. Again, numbers don't lie. One of the things that we were sharing with a team member early this morning and helping her get set up, I said, listen, how we evaluate opportunities is we look at the culture of the site and we look at the numbers and we look at the liquidity. These are some of the things that we look at in order to really rank on whether or not it's worthy of our attention and our resources, and then how much we're going to put in. So when again we started on the 4th of this month, it's the 20th as of today. To be able to put yourself in position where you have $3,000 as a base in additional residual income is something that's worthy of us taking the time, and I'm excited to see we're at 216 people. So thank you guys for sharing this information, because it's important to give people a chance, give them a chance to say yes or no with the opportunity that's being shared today. Most people, when they see this, if they can make the simple calculations of the fact that they could put this same 10,000 in the bank, and what Mark just showed you that he got today, you're not going to get that in a lifetime on a $10,000 account in traditional banking. You're just not going to do it. So this is why I say you got to look at the numbers, and we can't go through the programming and emotional attachment that we have with many opportunities that are doing well, but we're foregoing opportunities that puts us in position to, in less than 3 weeks, you can have a $3,000 residual income that grows literally by the hour because of the compounding effect, and because people are making the identification mark and they're moving more money in here so that they can do exactly what you're doing, and what we're all doing by example.
Absolutely. And let me show you the last part of the rewards program, which is the cashback, ladies and gentlemen. All right, the cashback is all about achieving those certain goals that we talked about earlier. I want you to see right here. This is 5/6, right? So this is the 5th of June. That was the second day I was in the program. I got $100. Then you can see here the 7th of June, that was another $200. The 11th of June, that was another $700. And the 19th of June, yesterday, was another 2,000. That's the cashback money. So again, this is money you can use to do more with the arbitrage, or this is money that you could put in your pocket, ladies and gentlemen. So many different ways to benefit from this platform. It's amazing. And what would it take for you to maximize this reward program? $500 and just 2 referrals. And you are on your way, ladies and gentlemen. Now let me go back because I want to show you a few more things. So everything is transparent here. So we understand what arbitrage means. It's the buying and the selling at the same time of a specific crypto. And so what you're looking at here, these are the live trades. There's a buy order and a sell order. They take place at the very same time. The technology identifies the difference in the price. And the way that it gets it, it makes the buy and the sell at the same time. And you can see this one produced a $13.17 profit. The one prior to that produced a $12.66 profit. And you can see the others, $12.67. When you click here, this is the exchange. The company owns a few of these exchanges themselves. So this is the actual buy, all right, of a Pacific currency. And then when we go back to it, you can actually see the sell of that Pacific currency. And this happens to be Ethereum, by the way. They bought Ethereum and they sold Ethereum. And so I'm on a live on the internet. Sometimes it takes a little while for things to upload. All right. But just to give you an idea, all of these are verifiable. You can easily go online and you'll be able to track these down to see that these are real. So extremely powerful. One more thing I want to show you here. I want to show you how easy it is to fund this account. So of course, you're going to get the link of the person who invited you here. We've got a tutorial video that shows you how to go through this. I'll show you a link in just a moment. But after you register, do your light KYC, provide your name and address, that type of thing. Then you're going to come here, click deposit. You're going to agree to the terms, and then you're going to choose the type of crypto that you're going to use to fund this. So this is USDT. It could be the Ton coin. It could be Binance, BEP20, Polygon. It could be Ethereum. And they also added Tron, USDT Tron. So you just choose the one that you're going to fund the account with. You're going to click on it, and it's going to provide you a wallet address where you can actually send the money. All right. So once the money is in this system, it might take a few moments, especially if you're using some of these exchanges. They're a little slow sending the money. And you give it, 10, 15 minutes, something like that. Once the money arrives, you simply click start, agree to the terms, confirm it, and bam, your funds are in the system. Just that quick, ladies and gentlemen. So extremely, extremely powerful. All right. So that's my inside information for you. But let me go back to my PowerPoint because I have a couple more things that I want to share with you, and then we'll be done. So listen, that's how simple it is. It is clean, ladies and gentlemen. No registration fees, no fees on deposits, no fees on withdrawals. It trades 7 days a week. You don't have to talk to anybody, but should you do, you open up the opportunity for some amazing rewards to get you and your family to the next level. So this is all about leveraging one trade to unlock your full economic potential. That's what we're doing here. What you want to do is reach out to the person who invited you here. Get that referral link, get registered, get started, because the sooner you start, the sooner compounding can work on your behalf. And so we've got a tutorial video you see there, getstartedvideo.com. That'll walk you through the registration process. If you have any questions, reach out to the person who invited you. They will help you. It's not complicated at all.